That just got my brain juices going.
Alright, hey guys, we're back with another theories video. If you haven't seen the first one, now's your chance to go check it out, but today we're back with David again, obviously, and David kind of evolves every time we make a video. He's actually just completed his first rewatch. He's actually started reading a web novel too, and I believe you're watching the director's cut as well.
I am, and it's great, and I love it.
Alright, well, today we've actually got a brand new guest with us. Nathan is a fresh anime only who just finished episode 25. Nathan, why don't you tell everyone what we've been up to the past 13 hours?
Well, 13 hours, we started, I've started watching ReZero, and as soon as I saw Puck, I might have been under the influence a little bit, and I thought it was a rip-off of Pokemon. After 9 minutes, I decided to stop watching, but I gave it a second shot when I was sober, and it turned out to be a fantastic show, and good enough to watch for 13 hours straight.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, Nathan has become one of us. And guys, before I start asking you specific questions, do you have any theories about the show that you've come up with on your own?
Yes. So, I originally was thinking, right, that because Subaru has returned by death, he was brought into this world by Satella. But now, after some thinking, I think that he was brought in by something else, possibly the dragon.
Okay.
And that he didn't actually have Return by Death in the first episode. There was a certain point where Satella was like,
So you mean like at some point in the first episode he gains the power? Yeah. So when he first gets to Lagunica, he doesn't have
He does not have the power when he first arrives. He gets it, he gains it during some point in the first episode.
Alright, at what point in the first episode
when he crosses paths with Emilia.
Oh, and as we know, Emilia at that point refers to herself as Satella.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, from being not quite as experienced as these guys with the show, kind of my perspective on things was, well, Subaru's in the real world, he's in Japan minding his own beeswax, and he goes crossing the road, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's in some kind of magical land, and then the story goes from there. And my thought was, he actually died. He got hit by a car. He was crossing the road after all. I almost see it as a purgatory for him, because Subaru throughout the entire season 1 seems tortured. He has to keep reliving these awful moments. I mean, he becomes stronger from them and more of his ideal person, which is, he's becoming a better guy throughout the show, but I see it as a purgatory.
Suffering it teaches him lessons and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a very interesting theory. The ReZero world is purgatory. I could get behind that one, actually. What do you guys think the true goal of the witch cult is?
To release Satella.
Alright, and who do you think is the leader?
The archbishops.
But as we know, the archbishops follow the gospel. Who do you think made the gospel?
That's something that I would like to tap on. First off, the archbishops, they don't even have, according to, and I've only watched the show, but they haven't even filled all the seats. Sloth even went up to Subaru and was like, oh, you must be Pride, there's a vacancy.
Yeah.
Really, so it's just a revolving door.
And in that same moment, he said, of the 6 Sin archbishops, he left out the 7th.
Right, so I think that something big is getting left out.
So who do you think the leader is?
I think in some way, Satella is always going to be the leader.
I think potentially, and this might be way out there, potentially Subaru in a separate timeline, potentially.
Oh, fuck.
Might have written the Gospels himself, and he might be the leader.
Alright, well, going off of that, what really happens when Subaru dies? Does it actually rewind time, or does the world continue without Subaru while he just gets transported to a parallel universe?
I do think it's rewinding. I have one question actually for you guys real quick, not to mix things up too much, but who's the most evil person in this whole series? Answer that and then I have one more.
Satella. She's the one leading everything.
Either Pandora or Capella.
On a different note, and this is more important, who do you see as the most pure? Who do you see as the complete opposites end of the spectrum?
Emilia.
I would have to agree. She's pure innocent and I love her.
The reason that I asked that question is because the dragon, from what I've only watched season 1, potentially the dragon being the opposite end of the spectrum from the witch that's portrayed. I could see the dragon taking a different form. In a lot of different other anime series, even games, there's shape-shifting. Could that dragon take form as a human in the form of Reinhard.
You might be onto something.
That makes me think.
Because
There would have to be a lot to back that up, though, because Reinhard, people obviously see him out doing things, off duty, saving people in the loot house.
Right. It could be far out there, but I don't think it's something to completely be ruled out.
I would say it is absolutely possible.
What is Roswell's possible motivation for wanting to kill the dragon?
He is kind of weird, though he's very mysterious. He is the greatest mage in Lagunica, so I think he's hiding some things, of course. Like
What about Beatrice?
I was just gonna say, he hired Beatrice to keep all his libraries safe. People shouldn't be reading these things that he knows. So obviously he's hiding some things.
Speaking about Beatrice too, earlier in the anime she implies that she's something other than human.
Mm-hmm.
If she's not human, what is she?
Alright, that just got my brain juices going.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so first off, Beatrice, again, just from only watching the anime, Beatrice seems to frown on all humans, even if she kind of likes them, At certain times, you can tell she has a little bit of feelings for him, but she only cares about Puck. Puck is the freaking apocalypse. It's the fucking apocalypse.
Is Beatrice a spirit?
I will tell no spoilers.
I think Beatrice is something naughty. But to go back to your question, I think that...
Roswell?
Yeah, Roswell, he has some deep lore going back to beef with the dragon. And the reason being is, when people were contending for the throne, you had Emilia, there's 5?
Yeah.
Contenders for the entire throne. And he owns he owns 1/5, essentially. How the hell did he come into owning that mansion? Also, how can he fly? Where did that come from?
Well,
he's not a knight. Yeah, he's a mage.
Alright, so guys, in the previous video, we got a lot of comments, and I kind of want to go over some of those and have you guys address them. So this first one's from Howling Wolf Joey. He says, you guys are missing the one and only best girl in the series, Ricardo Welkin. So Ricardo played a pretty big role in the third arc, and he's an awesome character in my opinion. What do you guys see Ricardo doing in the future?
Alright, first off, he's not the best girl, but he's a great guy.
I think they're gonna do a whole episode on maybe his roots and then potentially how he got to where he's at today. And then, unfortunately, I think he's gonna die. But it's I think it's gonna be epic how he dies. He's such a badass. He has to go out in a crazy way.
We got a comment from Sylvain Salas who says, could it be that Subaru is the only pure-blood human? In the series, he's the only one with a normal hair color, and the humans of the rezero world can be mixed breed, like the children of Subaru and Rem. What do you guys think?
It is strange how all their hair colors are pink, purple, but I don't think I have seen a character with just brown hair. Elsa! Oh yeah.
Shit.
Ricardo.
I think that's a fantastic question, and that's something that only time will tell.
Alright, a guy named Do You Want to Have a Bad Time? Asks, he says, isn't return by death a curse?
No, because curses have to be given by physical touch.
And I see it as a gift and a curse. Subaru can relive a moment infinite times, essentially, to perfect that moment. However, downside of it is, it drives him fucking crazy, which is displayed in multiple episodes, He has to see his best friends get slaughtered multiple times before he can get it right. So, in that sense, yeah, I think it's a curse. It's a little bit of both.
Double Hit asks, there are 3 powers, magic, authorities, and blessings. Which one is the strongest in your opinion, and why? So as a quick reminder, magic's the kind of stuff that Roswell, Beatrice, Emilia use, etc. Authorities are only used by archbishops pretty much, and witches, so things like the unseen hand. And then blessings are usually just stuff that people are born with, like Otto can talk to animals, or Reinhard can't get hit by projectiles. So basically, which of the 3 do you think is the strongest?
It depends on the person, to be honest with you, because I don't think there is one stronger than another. I think if you're objectively looking at one over the other, it really depends on the person's power And each person in the world of ReZero can possess both. One person can possess an authority and a blessing, or magic and an authority. And depending on their combination, that's what shows the true power. At least that's how I see it.
Well, what would you rather have? Magic, a blessing, or an authority?
If you can only have one?
Assuming that they'll be like moderately balanced.
Honestly, I would say by far, the most powerful is magic. And the reason being is because authority and blessings are granted, and they're a set value. You know, you can talk to squirrels, and you can do this and that or whatever, but magic is something that builds, and you can increase that skill to the point it's infinite. There is no cap. It's magic.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. K2 comments. Do you have any theories about the 3 mysteries of ReZero? So guys, for you, the author claims that there's 3 big, main mysteries of ReZero. Obviously, at the moment, there seems to be a lot more than that. But in your opinions, what is the biggest mystery of ReZero?
Volcanica.
The dragon?
The dragon.
Why is Subaru in this world?
I also agree with that. And why is Reinhard so powerful?
Is Emilia the witch?
Hey, I said 1.
Impossible.
I think we're going to wrap it up. This is going to take a while to edit, but Nathan, I asked this question to David in the last video we did. What is any hopes and expectations you have for season 2? Is there a certain event you want to know about? Is there a character that you want to learn their backstory or something like that?
Biggest thing I'm looking forward to is we got to see a little bit of, Subaru got called Pride. We got to see the white whale, potentially Glutton. Also got to see Sloth, but I want to see crazy 7 deadly sins. I'm trying to see Wrath. I'm trying to see some crazy people like that. And I want to see more progression and backstory with Emilia, to be honest with you. Where did she come from? She was Subaru's first friend. Where did she come from? And what? And Puck called her his daughter. Why?
I think everyone watching can agree. Nathan, I think you're going to like season 2.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll do a part 3 sometime in the future. It might be a while, actually.
Probably will be.
Yeah. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.